Namaskaram all Atmas. Namaskaram to my Atma Guru. So, under whose instruction, today we are going to discuss on the election reformation. Why it is required? Elections involve the political parties who are standing for election for Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, state assemblies, and legislative council, panchayat, municipal corporation, local body elections. For all these things, politicians are only involved. In fact, politicians are most blessed souls because they got the opportunity to serve the people directly. And so, if they do this service honestly, diligently, wholeheartedly, they will be blessed by God and they can able to attain moksha in this birth itself, unlike the other avocation. So, politicians are the blessed one. But what they are doing, instead of making this blessed opportunity to use it to attain mukti, they are doing wrong things. They exploit their position, they mischieve the position, and instead of going up towards the mukti path, they go down towards the hell path, accumulating bad karma by involving in all kinds of corrupt practices. Yesterday we seen the cause of the corrupt practices is because of the vicious circle, because politicians are like gambling, where they have to spend for getting elected, they have to pay to political parties for getting seated, spend money for canvassing, bribing, everything. It's not a lot of cost. In fact, they are our representatives who are getting elected to represent us in Parliament or State Assembly. But for electing them, they are spending money for us. Instead of we spending money for getting elected them, they are spending money. And they are spending so much money, they want to take back that money. How can they take back? After getting elected, they have to involve, they can take back only from the, of course they have been paid salary. But that is very partisan compared to the money they have spent for the elections. They involve in corrupt practices to get the money back. Spend the money in various welfare schemes, take bribes to get postings, all these things they take. So where is the fault in the system? Why they have to spend so much money? How can we avoid this spending money? So that if the spending comes to nil, minimum, then naturally the need to involve in corrupt practices will not be there. And those who are really diligently want to do service to many people can get elected and they can do good to the people. So the fault lies not in the politicians involving corrupt practices, it is because of the system prevailing that is the cause for that. So political party is there, only when they can elect candidates, they have to, but whoever want to get elected, they come in interviews, how much money, who will give most maximum money, they will say. They want donation to run the parties. Whoever gives maximum, they be given opportunity for stand elections. So that it's a vicious circle among the political parties and the candidates standing for them. So to eradicate corruption in the system, we have to bring in certain reformation in the election system. What are they are? First is one nation, one election. Today, government is spending lakhs of crores. This 2024 election, the government election commission has estimated to have spent 1 lakh crores, whereas the political parties have spent more than 14 lakh crores. That is the estimate. So, this much money is going for parliament election. Then each state elections, how much money the election commission spend. Every time they want to conduct election, they have to take the schools or premises, various premises for each ward level to conduct as polling booth to conduct. So they have to spend money. They have to appoint the election representatives. All these people they have to pay money. So everything involves time, money, everything. Too much time is spent in there for that election. Election campaigns seem to be involved in continuously conducting electing one state or another or one local body or other all through the year. All through the year. So if one nation, one election is conducted, at one time there will be every 5 years only one time election where the Lok Sabha candidates, the state assembly candidates and the local body candidates can stand together and for each particular party and election can be held at one stage. The benefit of this is we can avoid multiple expenditure. The government can avoid multiple expenditure in conducting parliament elections, state elections. And this will save money and time for the election commission. Second thing, even for the political parties, they are spending lakhs of crores. So since all the category, MP, MLA, MLC, all together they are standing for elections. So the total expenditure for campaigning, everything, they can share among the people, by which they can reduce the cost. There will be only one-time expenditure for political parties also. So by which you can reduce the election expenditure to the maximum extent possible. So one nation, one election, already government has taken initiative to implement this one nation election by 2026. And I, all the political parties, opposition parties, all should join together to make this to come into reality, to make the parliament amendment, register the amendment in the parliament for making this to come into reality. Then, voting by all. Second point in election reformation is voting by all. Today, when the elections are held, not even 40% are voting. At the fag end of the day, if these political parties, they send their people and do voting. To show that about 60% voting has come. But actually 40% not even 40% are not voting. And some cases people vote not a vote also. They don't want to get a letter. Why there is no 100% voting? It's mainly because some people may be sick, old people, sick people, they cannot walk to election booths, come and vote. Some people may be in the hospital, they cannot go, and the attendant will be there. People in the hospital, the attendants, they cannot come and vote on that day. So people may be out of station, out of country, they cannot come and vote. Like that, this kind of percentage of people, they cannot vote. People avoid going to election booth because they feel they have to stand in big queue, the hot sun of rain. Some people won't go because there's a big queue, hot sun. Why to go and waste our time? Because election day is holiday, so go and enjoy with your family, in a picnic. That's what they think. And one more reason for them to have that thinking is whoever get elected, people, most of the people have this kind of mind thought. Whoever comes to power, whether everybody opposition, whoever comes to power, everybody are rogues, everybody are corrupt people. Once they get elected, the next 5 years they don't turn back down to the people who elected them, and they try to spend maximum time to swindle money. This is the thing only they are doing. So what is the point in going and voting and wasting our time? And none of them is pure, none of them are honest. Everybody are fraud. So there is no point in going to vote and fraud. So they don't vote and they go for picnic. And some people won't come because they may have the fear of facing any untoward incident because of the opposition, ruling and opposition political party people, gundas, putting bombs or something on the election booth. So that, to avoid such kind of untoward incidents, they avoid going to vote. And some people have the feeling that if we go and vote or not, our vote, some people will bogus vote, they will put in our name. Sometimes people see, when they go for voting, already voting has completed. So what is the point in going and voting? So suppose if somebody is going to vote and already is voted, if these people raise any question them, so those political people who have used this vote, they will threaten him and try to kill him also because to keep him silent. So thus the percentage of voting is announced by Election Commission. At the fag end of the day, it's only 40 to 50%. Then poll taking takes place in the last 1 hour. The percentage voting is increased by 60% and 70%. So the poll rigging is common in all the constituencies, mostly take place. And the thing is, as I showed you, all the politicians are involving in bribing the kind of voters. Especially bribing takes place at the lowest set of people, poor people. They take money and go to vote. The family is there, 4 people are there, 2 people will vote for one party, 2 people for one, because 4 people have got money for all. So like that, only corrupt people who got money, they go and vote and get vote for the candidates. So the educated elite people don't go for voting because they feel everybody is fraud. If 100% voting is not ensured, then only corrupt candidates come to the power and they involve in all kinds of corruption. So one should not take this public service as a MP, MLA as a place of business to earn money. They should act as a place of service to God. So if the elite and the educated people ensure 100% voting after studying the credentials of the candidate standing for elections, then there is his qualification, experience, why you have come to this party election, what is that we are a public candidate, all these things will be very person. They will give more answers. So only so those candidates who have got the capacity to understand the public administration, they should get elected. It is possible only if 100% voting takes place. So how to ensure 100% voting is a very simple thing. People, they don't need to stand in queue. Even if they are abroad or even if they are in hospital, anybody can vote in a simple way. How? Election Commission shouldn't. Because now, majority of people in the country are having smartphones, touch phones. So Election Commission, what they should do, so they should use on the election day, they can inform you well in advance. Election day, people go to election website and then click for voting. They will get, they have to enter their Aadhaar card number and voter ID number, and subsequently they will get a OTP. And after getting OTP, their in their mobile, they can able to show their face, and then they can vote by pressing the election polling vending machine in the computer itself, in the mobile itself. So if somebody comes and sees from the behind the camera, it gets stopped. So this will ensure the secrecy of the voting. At the same time, 100% voting cannot be ensured. People who are, whether they are abroad or whether they are sick, everybody can vote. And suppose some illiterate people are there, they cannot, they don't know, they don't have smartphone, they don't know how to phone, they don't know how to vote. Then the election commission instead of keeping election booth at each ward constituency, what they can do is they can hold a mobile election van where they can keep the smartphone concept in there. And whoever don't know how to vote through smartphone, the election representative in the van will guide them and make them to vote through smartphone. So everybody through smartphone only using the Aadhaar card number and voter ID number. So what happens if one election command is there, it can go around the entire ward and constituency so that no one need to come out and stand in the queue to vote. The, the polling man come to their doorsteps They need not come and vote at the bank. They can vote directly from the smartphone. But even otherwise, they can get the voting done at their doorstep. And the van will come to each and everybody's house where they can come and vote. This will ensure 100% voting. If people doesn't vote, even after having this provision, so the election commission should fix a penalty clause for the citizens. Whoever having given this opportunity vote in all practical way, even if they avoid voting, they will be punished with the penalties, and so welfare benefits should be withheld. So like that they have to announce. Showcase notice should be given and penalties should be fixed. Challenge should be raised on them who are not come to vote after giving them an opportunity for hearing. So like this, how to ensure the 100% voting and how we can reduce the election expenditure, this is one step. The other election reformation points to be discussed will be explained in the next video.